Once they're both ready, we shall start this game.
Hypno is ready, WonSang is ready, and let's go into the... Oh wait, you need to be ref. Okay.
I need to be a ref? Referees. They're fun people. Sometimes they make wrong calls though.
Yeah. Alright guys, hello and welcome to the first match of this stream in the IvD Yoki Time number 41 casted tournament. This is a $10 all-division tournament that all these players are going to be competing for that number one prize. And joining me is Charlie, or Charmander. What's going on, Charmander?
Not much. Nothing's going on over here. This household of mine. But anyway, we got a 10 versus Zerg here coming up between Hypno and Sang. We're just gonna call him Sang for this game, I guess.
We are. Well, I'm not quite sure how to pronounce that name. Both players are going to be loading up, and this is going to be on Ohana LE, which is a pretty good map here. But I'm going to go ahead and introduce our players. We have our yellow Terran spawning in the top left, Hypno. And he's gonna have to work pretty hard up against the Zerg in his opponent, who's spawning in the bottom right, the green Zerg WonSang. Now, I really think going into this game, Zerg kind of at a little bit of an edge here. There's a lot of bases for Zerg to take and be able to hold, but that's not to say put the Terran out at all, because there's quite a bit that Terran can do on this map as well. Some pretty good drop points and some pretty good high cliff advantage.
Yeah, and both the bases for the third is easily defendable with the natural, so it's kind of like one gigantic choke point. So both players can hold that spot on each side respectively. It should be a pretty even game. Both players can hold those spots.
It should, and looks like. Yeah, there's the scout coming out here from Hypno. It's going to make its way across the map, see if it can scout out any gas timings, if there's a fast expansion coming down or anything. Very often you'll see Terran players, or not Terran players, but you'll see Zerg players going up against Terran with a 15 pool. And this early scout is going to be able to, catch that and maybe even deny that, which is absolutely huge, as we do see the drone did start to make its way down, but it's going to be pulled immediately to the side. No. Okay. He is going to go in to try and put down that expansion, because he does need that up.
Yeah, but he's being forced to throw down a spawning pool and then attack the SCV, so he's at least making use of it but now he's just going to make the hatchery, so everything is now... It was delayed by a short amount of time, but nothing too major.
Yeah, it does look like that hatchery it did go down, but that is fine. The SCV was able to deny it just a little bit, and a little bit is enough, really, just to give you that much time before you have to really start doing something. And that is exactly what this Terran player needed to do. Delay that expansion, delay that early economic lead that Sang would have had. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and even with all this, he still had that SCV to spot when the gas was going down, when the spawning pool, when it was going to finish, and even rounding about to the hatchery to notify himself of when it's going to finish. So he knows everything that's going on right now.
Yes, he does. And it looks like this Overlord's going to get a sight. It did get sight of that Marine, making its way out to attack it. I think it took some shots here. Another Marine going to make its way out here. They're trying to get at this Overlord. Deny scouting, deny any kind of just control, any map control at all needs to be denied here.
And that Overlord looks like it's going down, sadly.
It is certainly going to go down, but that's okay. There was enough there that Sang can determine that there is an expansion coming out of Hypno.
Yeah. I don't know, what do you think Sang's going to do about this?
To be honest, I think the best thing for Sang to do here is we do have Marines being pumped out here. We do have the 2 gases up. So really, Sang should be worried. Not really worried. I don't know if he's even scouted it. No, he hasn't. But he needs to get a scout in there, and he needs to scout out this Terran base. The Terran does have his 2 gases. He does have them fully operational right now, and that's going to be that's just a good sign that your Terran, or that the Terran is going for a really tech-heavy build.
Whether that tech be starport or factory, we have yet to see that, but
and it could be a Blue Flame Hellion. It could be a fast siege tank, a fast 2-base Thor or something. You never really know, but most of the time I can almost guarantee that it's probably going to be Banshees, and here's the starport going down right now, and
yeah.
that is exactly what it is going to be, Banshees.
Banshees and Hellions, very standard in the first Zerg play in Terran. Then we see the barracks going down to make the tech lab for the starport. Standard stuff. Yep. We have a Baneling that's being thrown out from a Zerg player, reacting to the Marines that he saw on the ramp. Those Banelings are just going to be for the Marines. The Zergling's going to be for those Hellions once they hit the field.
Alright, well, I need to run away real quick. My mouse actually just died. So, as sucky and unprofessional as that is, I have to get this mouse fixed. I need to get a battery put in here. So, Charmander,
I'll hold the stream while you're gone. I hope I can do that.
You hope you can do that.
Yeah, where's your screen positioned?
I have it on your camera, so I'll be back.
Oh, okay. That's reassuring. Okay, so right now we have our Terran player moving out a little bit with his Marine and Hellion force. They're going to run right into some Zerglings. Zergling's going to get roasted, but they're going to fall away. They're going to fall back, and they're just going to try to do a run-by here. Interesting plan, but thwarted very well by the Terran player. He's just going after the Marines. He's not trying to run by at all. He's just... And in that whole exchange, it was not very well worth it for our Zerg player. He lost almost all of his Zerglings, all but 1 to be exact, and he left he only killed 1 Hellion, I believe, from that whole engagement, as there are only 6 left. Now killed 2 Hellions, and then Hellions and Banshees coming into the main base of the natural of our Zerg player. It's going to be very, very hectic here in a moment, as our Zerg player has nothing to defend this Banshee except for 1 queen at the main base. No spores up, no Banshee, no queens in production. He just has the 1 spore crawler thrown down and the 1 queen, while as the Hellions are roasting away the drones. This is looking very, very grim for our Zerg player. I don't know what to do. What's he going to do? The Zergling's going to come up and clean up the Hellions, but there's still a Banshee here to deal with that does not have cloaking. Cloak's not on the way, so as this 1 spore crawler in the main mineral line finishes, this Banshee will not be able to get away. We'll be able to get away safely, but I don't know what the damage has been done. The damage has been done. Things gonna stabilize real soon here. I hope. That Banshee's still attacking the spawning pool.
Alright, and I am back. I apologize about that minor technical difficulty there in the middle of this, but it does look like that Banshee did get in there, and it's exactly what we would have expected from that kind of really fast two gas opening, the Banshee play. But it does.
The Banshees and Hellions made it in and destroyed a lot of drones and stuff.
And 6 drones have been lost here for Sang, I guess Song. I'm not quite sure how to pronounce it. Sang. So, just 6 drones have been lost here for Sang. Not absolutely horrible, but any amount that you lose is not a good thing at all.
And he was forced to produce a lot of Zerglings.
He was forced to produce a lot of Zerglings, and now it looks like there is a mass of Lings and Hellions being built up here at the natural. No, Marines and Hellions.
Marines and Hellions
Marines
are...
and Hellions. A drop on its way. It's going to make its way around the right side of the map, but I believe maybe its path is not quite in range, not quite in view range of that Overlord. It's positioned here by saying this is going to make it around, and it's not even going to be seen until it's a little too late. He's going to be able to snipe out this Baneling nest at the very least if he is not able to get the mineral line.
Yeah, he's been gunning for that. For what? The Baneling nest? Oh, he's been gunning for the spawning pool. I think he might just try to drop and kill that.
Which might work as well, because the Lings are in the middle of the map. They are nowhere to be found right now, and the dropship is just going to make its way down here.
Unload the Marines, and it's gonna do a lot of damage. It's gonna wreak some havoc.
It is going to do a lot of damage indeed. The Marines are dropped out, and Sang, realizing, oh shit, my Lings are not in position to deal with this, immediately pulling them back, but he's going to lose that Baneling nest, and that drop is going to instantly get picked up. Very nice play from Hypno.
Very nice indeed, as the Lings were just forced to run around in circles, and there's nothing they could do about it. They're too far away, and it's a sad day to be a third player.
Now, what I do not agree with is I do not agree with his insistence on keeping those Lings in the middle of the map, but it does look like he's going to try to apply pressure to this third, but the siege tanks are up, and that's going to immediately throw those Lings back, not doing any damage at all, and just losing a lot of Lings.
And also our Terran player is about twice the supply of our Zerg player right here.
Oh, but we have Banelings here in the middle of the map. They're probably going to be able to sneak up into the natural and get some SCV kills. Marines being stemmed up here to try and deal with it. There is a siege tank that is firing on it from the low ground there, but they are in the mineral alignment. It just needs a good bust. Oh, he only gets 3 SCVs with the amount of Banelings that he lost there. Not a good trade at all for Sang.
Yeah. Very sad day for Sang right now, but as we see, these 2 Hellions are in the third base. They're going to get cleaned up by the Queen, but they still did something. They have 5 kills and some other amount of kills, respectively. So they did do some damage total for the amount that they were worth.
Yeah, Hypno is just doing absolutely wonderfully, keeping very good cost effectiveness with his units. As he starts to march his way across the map, siege tanks, Lings, Marauders, I think that was the last of his Hellions that he lost, but Medivacs and a Banshee on the way. I almost said dropship. This is like Brood War, man. This is like a Brood War match, guys. We have a lot of units being streamed across the map, and I don't think that Sang has enough to deal with this. As long as Hypno positions his siege tanks properly, he can just push into this third. And this is going to be very difficult for Sang to deal with.
The Overseer that just passed by didn't even get a glimpse of what was about to happen to it.
No, it didn't. Siege tanks are getting in position. That Queen is going to fall at the third. There is a bunch of Lings being ran in here, but I don't know if it'll do. There are siege tanks.
At what cost?
There are siege tanks, there are Marines, and those Lings are going to get cleaned up just perfectly, as now Hypno has a perfect position on this third.
With just pure Lings trying to bust this amount of siege tanks and Marines is just not going to happen that easily.
No, it is not going to happen easily at all. Lings being pulled in. Infestors are out, but the Banshee looks like it's going to go after this one Infestor, and that Infestor loses. It dies. It loses all the energy, so that is a fungal. That is Infested Terran, and another one falls. Then that's not going to get out there. The Infested Terran are going to be thrown out here, but I don't know if that's going to be enough, as the Lings are trying to clean up these Marines. The Marines doing a lot of damage. The third is gone for Sang, and the Siege Tank doing its part here. The Lings are going to get this round on the Siege Tank, and that's going to be cleaned up by Sang, but at what cost?
It was at the cost of his third base and a lot of Lings.
Not to mention the Infestors.
And the Infestors. Quite a big loss, and he still has more, and Hypno still has more army coming down. A lot of Marines.
Hypno does have another menacing force right here at the middle of the map, and he's going to be setting up his siege tanks to start another push, possibly on the natural this time.
Right now, it's about 40 Marines sitting there, ready to attack.
Well, to be exact, he has 65 Marines out on the map, and he has +3 weapon upgrade and +2 vehicle weapon upgrade on the way here. And 2-2 on the way here for Sang, but he's behind in upgrades. He's not in a good position at all, and the Banelings are coming down. The Siege takes deep to fire on the Banelings. Nice micro there out of Hypno, drawing the Banelings back, splitting up the Marines, and keeping them from getting busted at all. Very good play there from Hypno as he pushes up into the natural, and there's the GG from Sang.
GG from Sang, Hypno.
GG!
GG. Hypno wins our game 1.
Alright, I'm going to go ahead and put on some music for you guys. It's the same dance mix that I was running before. I hope you guys enjoy the tournament. Make sure to go to ivdyogitime.com/streams to see what else is being played at this very moment.
Yeah, go do that.